Hi everyone, I wanted to talk about this sign. So this sign here, it might not be able to move in, but this says 8 till 8, no waiting, okay, on the sign, 8 till 8. Now it's important to understand that in this video we're talking about the sign on the right, the no waiting sign. We're not talking about the no stopping sign on the one on the left, we're talking about the one on the right. The no stopping sign is literally what it says on the tin, no stopping, right? You cannot park on the left or stop for any reason. You've got to keep your car moving in that area unless there's a natural traffic jam or unless there's some kind of accident. But if the road is clear on that clearway, there is no stopping allowed at any time. So we are talking about the sign on the right in this video, the no waiting sign. And here's a further explanation. So this sign, 8 till 8, no waiting, okay, is talking about this single yellow line down the road. So 8 o'clock in the morning, all through to 8 at night, there's a restriction. This single yellow line cannot be parked on. So it's basically a double yellow line from 8 till 8, no parking. But after 8 at night and all the way through to 8 o'clock in the morning, you can park on it as if it doesn't exist. So I say to my students, if we lived in the future and the yellow line was made of like LED lights, 8 till 8, the light would be on, right? We can't park on the line from 8 till 8. But literally at 8 o'clock at night, the LED light would just disappear. If we were living in the future, it would disappear. And then we can park there as if it doesn't matter. So I'm parked on the yellow line now, but it's absolutely fine because it's 8:05 p.m. and the sign is 8 till 8. So I'm absolutely fine to be on this line. I could get out the car and leave it here and everything would be okay, like I wouldn't get a ticket. So I just wanted to explain that. So the sign will say when you can't park on it. So you've got a double yellow line. So the waiting is prohibited 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for at least 4 consecutive months. I mean, if you park on a double yellow line, there is never a time that you're allowed to park there. It is just forbidden, right? So you can't be there. You're going to get a parking ticket. But the single yellow line has a shorter period of waiting prohibited, right? So that shorter time is going to be on the sign, which is what my video is about today. So my sign, which is in the video today, says 8 till 8, but in this book it says 8 till 6. So basically what I'm saying in this video is these are the times that the line is acting as a double yellow line. So if you park on there within the times of 8 till 6, it's basically a double yellow line in those times. And then after 6 p.m, it doesn't exist, right? It literally disappears, which I'm going to talk about further in a minute. So never park on a double yellow line. You are going to get a ticket because there's never a time that the police are going to be like, oh, okay, it's fine. Because there's always a double yellow line and a waiting prohibited time. Okay, but this has a shorter period and the period is on there. So if the police come on this particular line after 6 p.m. and you're parked there, we're okay, right? Because it's only these times that it's acting as a double yellow line. And I'd like to add at this point that if people own a blue disabled badge, that they can park on the double yellow line or the single yellow line for a certain time limit. So 3 hours is the allowed limit. They've got a special clock that they display and that they can show that, and that's how it monitors that. They are only allowed to park on the double yellow line or the single yellow line if it's a safe place to stop and there is no loading restrictions with extra lines on the curb, which are kind of like lines all the way going down the curb, across the curb. So if they're there, they're not allowed to park there either. and they're not allowed to be too close to a junction. I think it's 15 metres. So a disabled person can stay on the line or the double yellow line for 3 hours at the time of this video. And the same rules will basically apply to any parking signs that you see. So if you see like a parking bay, it will say 8 till 6, you've got to pay at the machine. And then after 6, then you don't have to pay at the machine anymore. So the restrictions on the sign is when you can't do it. And then at the end of the time scale, whatever it is, 8 till 6 or 8 till 8, at the end of that, then whatever the restriction is disappears and it's just not there anymore. So I hope that helps. And because parking tickets are very expensive, you do not want to be getting those. They're really cashing in, actually. I released a post about it on my Facebook about how millions and millions of pounds are going to be collected in 2025. Apparently, they've already marked it that it's going to be millions of parking tickets. Okay, so we want to protect ourselves from that. So if you see the sign, that's the restriction, 8 till 8, can't park on there, but after 8, fine. All right, hope that helps.